Another round of unfortunate news coming out. Supermassive Games. These are the guys that made like Until Dawn, The Quarry, the Dark Pictures anthology series. They have announced that, well, they are not immune to the latest round of layoffs. The games industry remains a challenging and ever-evolving environment. As we adapt our team structure to better align with these changes, we've had to make the very difficult decision to begin a redundancy consultation process where we anticipate losing up to 36 of our colleagues. This decision was not taken lightly, and we know this will be an incredibly difficult time for everybody. Our absolute priority will be to offer full support to all those affected. We remain focused on our upcoming projects and have made the decision to move the launch of Directive 8020, which we'll talk about in a second, to the first half of next year. The response to the game so far has been fantastic, and this additional time will help us deliver the very best experience for our fans. We're deeply grateful for the patience and support of our community. There is no impact on the development of Little Nightmares 3. Now, Supermassive has gone through it. They've really struggled in the last handful of years. It's been a real struggle for them. There's been other things in the works that this is probably related to. So as you can see here, Insider Gaming reported back in April, I believe. Yeah, April. They revealed an unannounced Blade Runner game was canceled at Supermassive Games at some point. Additionally, the developer laid off up to 30% of its staff at the start of last year. So they've been through it. They've tried to scale up. They were working on the Blade Runner game that ended up getting the can, and now they are working on another round of layoffs that will affect 36-ish people as well. As for 8020, Directive 8020, this is the game I talked about after Summer Games Fest, because I actually tried it. I tried a snippet of it. And I'm saying this as a fan of Supermassive, okay? I really like Until Dawn. I really like some of the Dark Pictures anthology games. And I really enjoyed The Quarry. It's campy, it's kitschy, it's nothing that's going to win like a BAFTA, but I honestly had fun with them. They're fun, campy games to play with your friends on a couch. Like I genuinely like those games and have fun with them. And so I'm saying this as a fan from a place of love. I really was disappointed by Directive 8020, what I played of it at least. I thought it was really clunky, and I thought in terms of direction, it focused on all the wrong stuff, which called into question like whether this project will make sense at all. For example, they have a rewind mechanic. So if you make a decision that's not good, like you kill off a character, they give you in the game a way to roll that back and make a different decision, which to me defeats the entire purpose of a choose your own adventure style game, to just be like Control Z, undo it. Like, I don't understand. So Life is Strange? No, Life is Strange, it's a gameplay mechanic. It's like an actual component. With this, it's literally just, oh no, I chose to go over here and the character died. Undo, try again. Like it undermines the entire goal of a game like this, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure that the director or whoever's working on this would disagree with that, which is why they're doing it. But I thought it was completely antithetical to everything that makes these games work, which is consequence. It's that you made a mistake, you screwed up, and now you lose. Like, that's what happens. If you want to do in like a new game plus that mechanic to rewind, okay, I'm down with that. If you want to have a mechanic in the settings under accessibility or something, in the very easy difficulty option or whatever that enables the rewind mechanic, okay, but they are phrasing it and framing it as a core component of the game. Like, this is part of Directive 8020's gameplay system, is to be able to rewind and make different choices. And they say it's because they want you to be able to experiment with different choices and see how the story could have gone differently if you had chosen this or that. But that's also, again, part of these games is the replay value, to replay the game from the start and see how differently things could have gone, to see how you could have saved this character or screwed that up. The best game to have ever done this, in my humble opinion, and I will defend this game until the day I die, because even though it's done very well, I still don't think it gets enough credit. Detroit Become Human. Okay? Detroit Become Human. I guess just maybe this one. They have this system where at the end of each chapter, they give you the full branch of what happened. And if you didn't see that outcome yet in your save file, they like keep it locked and then you don't see it yet. And so you're like, oh, well, I chose try the front door, open the front door, run to the bus, catch the bus. Kara and Alice evaded Todd. Okay. Damn it, Todd. You're in this game too? Look at that. Look at that smug face. Just look at him. He knows what he did. Unbelievable, Todd. Chasing people down. But I thought this was brilliant. And if you want to replay the chapter, you can replay the chapter. If you just want to continue on, you can do that. But I remember playing through the game multiple times, all sorts of different sections to see how differently this could have gone. Because you try the front door or you try a different route. That would take you to a different place in the house. So you take you down this route. Or this one, you try to open the front door. She succeeded. And so then she went this route. Ran to the bus and caught the bus. But you also may not catch the bus. You also may not be able to open the front door, in which case you go back this route, the same route as if you tried the other route and ended up there. It's all very, very well executed and brilliantly laid out, in my opinion. I think, again, Detroit Become Human, it reviewed well. I don't actually remember what like the Metacritic was. Yeah, like 8 out of 10. I would give it probably a 9 out of 10. I freaking love it. I thought it was so impressive. Just in terms of building out a game like that is so difficult, and they actually did it. Like they really blew my mind with it. Is it free of cringe? No. Hold on, let me show you. Detroit Become Human song. This is a full on like tangent, but no joke, this is an ending in the game, okay? Where all the androids come together holding hands and start singing.
Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while.
And then they all come together.
Just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Everything will be all right.
An actual ending in the game. And it's like, after they finish singing, all the humans go, they're right. This toaster oven, it's saying its way into my heart. Never mind. It's the most like Disney Channel thing ever. So it's not free from cringe. There is cringe in Detroit Become Human, but as a video game, it's wildly impressive. It's really, really impressive. Okay. So you can find cringy endings like that, but there's also some genuinely cool endings. And also, if you screw up and like one of the 3 protagonists dies because you screwed something up, they're just dead and their story ends. You can screw up and like Kara can get killed off in the first hour, and you don't see any of her story play out for the rest of like the 15 hours. And I respect the hell out of that, dude. So just going back to Directive 8020, I think that them delaying this into 2026, I think is good because it gives them more time to polish up a lot of the jank. But a lot of the problems I had with it had to do with some of those broader directorial decisions, and then also with the writing. Like I mentioned in this shot right here, this is the opening shot that we saw in our gameplay demo. It is the protagonist. She's here with an old coworker of her father's. I feel that they're in like Florida near Cape Canaveral, and they're about to take off into space on a mission in like a month or two. And they are eating a cake that he brought to celebrate her dad's death years before. Now, already, just in terms of a premise for a scene, I don't think that's ever happened in the history of humanity. Like, if I see you, Kurt in chat, I'm like, hey, Kurt, let's go have dinner before you leave on this work trip. You're like, okay. And then you show up and I brought a cake to celebrate your dead dad. You'd be like, what? Like, huh? It would be weird. It'd be weird because human beings don't do that. That's not how humans work. I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural difference. Maybe this is a thing in like Norway or whatever. I don't know. It seemed weird to me. I was sitting on the couch with the headphones on as they're like, yeah, so this is the scene. And it starts playing out. I'm just like, What is happening? Like, what is this? I like Supermassive games. Again, I like Supermassive games. But I don't think human beings act this way. I just don't think this is how human beings work. Yeah, sorry for your loss, Kurt. I'm sorry. I brought a cake though. That'll make it better. I would be confused, but also hungry. Yeah. They never touch the cake, by the way. They just sit there and look at it. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the mechanics of this. He lit the candles. What's she supposed to do? Blow them out? Like, sorry, Dad. Like, it's just weird. I'm sorry. The whole thing is just weird. It's one of those like little bitty things. Once you see it and you think about it, you can't stop, because you can tell like the scene was written because they needed to communicate that her dad had died and that he knew her dad. That's what I would have set this scene in a way that made sense. He worked with her dad. So, hey, your dad gave me this lucky coin or a military medal or something years ago. You should have it before you leave for your mission. That makes sense. It communicates the same thing. It's kind of a heartfelt thing, and it doesn't require confection or candles. You know, I think that makes more sense. It's just weird. It's just weird. Like, human beings don't act this way. And the dialogue was also very stiff and stilted, and it felt like, again, it was written by people who just didn't think about these things. I feel like if we're sitting in a writer's room, everything that we just outlined, I would have brought up in the first 10 seconds. You're like, okay, so here's the scene. Old man worked with her dad. She comes into the restaurant. He has a cake on the table with candles lit for her dead dad that's been dead for years. And then they talk about their relationship, and this is how they can communicate. I'd be like, what the no, this is not how humans are. What? You know, like, it just, I don't understand. Like, we would have shut it down because it doesn't make sense. And if this is what I'm getting off of one scene that I saw that they chose to show me, it makes me worried about what scenes they considered to be less than ideal, you know? Like, if this is what they were most proud of, what are they not proud of? That they were like, don't show that. Don't show that. Hold on to that. You know? It's just weird. What flavor of death cake would you prefer? Butterscotch. All day, every day. My grandpa, every year for his birthday, he asks for a butterscotch cake. I remember having it far back as I can remember, when his birthday is in early December. And I love that cake dearly. So, yeah, butterscotch. That's the cake I want you to bring to a restaurant when I'm dead, okay? Give it to a stranger and then light the candles and make them blow them out. Just thoroughly confuse them. Okay? So, anyway, I hope that the delay can help with some of this stuff. I don't know. It's too late, I think, to rewrite some of this stuff. But it's also important to note, does something like this mean the game is bad? Not necessarily, no. But it definitely doesn't help. You know, The Quarry is kind of cringy. If you haven't played The Quarry, it's sort of a campy B movie style horror game published by 2K. And in its pursuit of being a campy, kitschy horror game, it's successful. Like, it doesn't take itself very seriously. It's kind of cringy and silly and has some like weird, awkward moments, but it knows what it is, and that works. You know, especially as like a social game with friends. But I don't think that what they were trying to do, like in Directive 80/20, I get the sense that they're actually trying to tell like a really intense, compelling narrative. And I just don't think it's successful in that pursuit. I just don't see it based on what I saw. So I hope that they can polish it up with the delay. I hope that helps refine some of it. But I do feel like they got a little ways to go. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. I kind of want to replay this now, because there's a lot. There's a lot there. He took my thing.